here with Bristol Pitbulls head coach Jamie Elson after an emphatic 8-1 victory for the Pitbulls against the Invicta Dynamos. And seems to be a reoccurring theme of our discussions at the moment, Jamie. I say, well, the Pitbulls were more consistent this week. That was pretty much a 60-minute game.
Yeah, definitely. I thought we started a little bit flat. I mean, in this building, with the sellouts the last couple of games, we've come out, we always ask the guys to come out with a lot of jump and a lot of energy and kind of try and get this building lively. And I think we were surprised that they didn't come out that hard, that they came out and kind of sat back and were a little bit more passive and conservative. And it kind of caught us on the hop a little bit because I think we were expecting them to kind of come out 100 miles an hour and have to manage that. So it was a funny one. When a team does that, it kind of lowered the intensity a little bit. But I liked the way we played. Yeah, we controlled the puck. We were pretty smart. We didn't give away too much in terms of, high chance against us. And then as the game went on the other way, in terms of execution offensively, we got better and better. And the power play clicking tonight was great.
I don't normally. Well, I do ask you about individual players, but I don't like asking a coach about individual players. But a guy who I've described as an unsung hero, but he's getting better and better every week. Jay Warren. All right, he took a penalty tonight. He had to sit for some time. But when he goes down low and plays behind the net, he retrieves pucks and he puts them into dangerous areas. Yeah,
100%. He's first and foremost, he works hard. Shift in, shift out. He comes to play. He's a competitor. He loves to compete. He loves to win, and he's passionate about what we're doing here, and that's what we've asked all the guys. But yeah, he plays in tough areas. He'll go to the corners. He goes under the goal line. He goes to the net front, and he causes some friction in there. But he knows they're the areas that he's got to go to be effective, and he consistently does it. And what that does then is it opens up space for the guys around him. So Mason Lipsey's obviously having a big year, but a lot of that is from guys like Jay and Tam around him, obviously grafting and creating space elsewhere by their hard work.
And continuing the theme, I guess, of role players, you were missing some, I guess, flair players, big players, impact players tonight, Endicott, Kane Russell, guys like Moody, guys like Carter Lloyd. We said in commentary, they seem to earn your trust, and they were taking more minutes as a result, and you got to be pleased those guys playing to a system.
Yeah, 100%. The one thing that we set out at the start of the year was to have a lot of competition for places. We had a lot of interesting guys wanting to come here, a lot of good guys that we wanted around the setup, and some of those guys are probably, to be honest, been frustrated maybe that they haven't had as much game time opportunity. But, I've got to give those guys credit. We haven't had, one guy with a bad attitude or anything. They've bought in, they've understood what the process is. And, they knew that there's going to be times where they might miss out, and there's going to be times where they get their chance. And we just keep saying to those guys, play the right way and just buy into what we're doing and come to practice and play the right way. And, Aaron's a good example of that. The last 2 weeks, he's been, like you said, probably a role guy on the fourth sort of line. And, I've used him before when I was at OHA a lot on special teams with the PK, so I know he can kill penalties and he does a good job of that. But the last week and tonight, with some guys at the lineup, you get some power play time, and he just plays the right way. He's effective. I think the big thing with him is he knows what his strength is. He knows what type of player he is. He knows where he's got to go to be effective, and he does it. And the boys were pumped for him this week and last week. And Carter the same. His first goal for Bristol. He's had to sit on the sidelines a little bit. I think he'd like to play a bit more. But he played a great game. It's his best game in our shirt by a mile. And put on this. His biggest strength is his speed, and he played to that tonight. Thoroughly deserved a goal. It was great. The guys were again pumped for him.
You probably won't tell me even if this is the case, but I know you're an analytics guy, and I was just wondering, Clement's in net for Invicta, good net minder, but seemed to go to the pads a lot. A lot of those goals seemed to go over the shoulder, and they were some great top-shelf goals. Was that kind of a pre-scout, or was that guys just fine in the open space?
No, I just think that was just guys. We got some guys who can shoot the puck, and I think sometimes we've been guilty of I wouldn't say not shooting enough. We generate a lot of offense, but maybe not shooting in the right spots at the right time. And we got into the danger areas tonight, and when we did, guys shot with purpose. We looked sharp. Some of those goals tonight, we were really picking some spots. And there's a few guys who've played against him or played with him quite a bit. So maybe it's a little bit the guys kind of know his style. But I think just credit to the guys tonight. In terms of, I use the word execution a lot. The execution was exceptional.
As we're talking about netminders, Tyler Perry, heartbreak, he didn't get the shutout. We were all hoping it. We wouldn't mention the S word in commentary, but we were all willing it on. Last minute, it goes in. But otherwise, particularly in the first period, he made some big saves. It was an 8-1 blowout in the end, but it was only 1-0 going into the first period, and he'd made some big saves.
Yeah, sometimes you see a game and it's 8-1, and you kind of think it's very one-way traffic. And we were very strong in spells, but they offered. They got some real dangerous guys offensively. They got two imports who put up big numbers consistently. So yeah, they were always a threat, and I think in the first period, mainly. But yeah, we just get it for Tyler. Like I said, the guys in that last period, everyone on the bench was just saying we're playing for Tyler now. We're playing for Tyler. The game's won. Let's grind. Let's keep it simple. Let's make sure we're doing the right things, and let's get the guy a shot out. He deserves it. And yeah, it's just heartbreaking to get to the last minute and just see them squeeze that one in. I think he deserved better tonight.
I'm not going to ask you to pump Richie Hargreaves' tyres again, because we do that a lot, and richly deserved. He 300 games tonight. Congratulations to Richie. But it was 200 games for Tom Athsbury, and a guy that goes under the radar. But just his gap control, his pinch was good, his stick detail. Doesn't always get a lot of love, but he's always a solid, consistent performer for you. Yeah,
100%. He's just got better and better as the years gone on. He's just in terms of we talk about having players that are like a coach's dream. He's just plays simple, plays hard, listens, keen to learn, keen to get better. We talk to him on the bench. He takes stuff on board the next shift. You see him delivering it. Just he cares about the club, cares about what's going on, cares about winning. He's not here for the limelight. He wants to be part of the group. He wants to help us succeed, and whether that's sitting on the bench or playing a ton of minutes or being a shutdown guy or asking him to be a bit more offensive, he'll do whatever we ask. And yeah, he's just one of those guys you need on the team, especially there's nights where things get tight and you're trying to grind it out, and you need some guys just to be simple and play hard. And yeah, honestly, week on week he keeps surprising me. And to be fair to him, at the start of the year, he said to me, he kind of challenged me, and he said, I'm going to surprise you. I think I'll bring more to the group than maybe you're thinking I will right now. And it was kind of cool for somebody to openly say that, and he meant it. He genuinely meant it. And yeah, looking back, he hit it exactly on the head.
And just finally, and we got like a 90-second soundbite. So I'm putting you on a spot, asking you kind of about short, medium, and long-term goals. Short term, you're back to 2 games next weekend, one of which is Streatham. Medium, well, Lewis and myself were saying in commentary, it looks like this team is starting to play maybe playoff-style hockey, and you've got to have that in mind. And then long-term, we see another sellout here tonight. This club can really go to strength from strength, can't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we haven't set too many goals this year. We didn't come in and kind of say we have to finish here, we have to finish there. We talked more about the process and building a fan base and playing the right style of hockey, and something that people are going to come to the rink and buy into and enjoy. And I think we're doing that. I think, the feedback, I'm just chatting to a couple of fans, 5 minutes ago, and they were just saying how much they've enjoyed it this year and how much they enjoyed tonight. And yeah, I think the short term is tonight. We were saying it's the first time we've gotten to a 3-game win streak, and we haven't done that all year. We haven't found that consistency, particularly on the road. So, short term, it's just can we turn that into 4? Can we turn it into 5? But then sort of medium term, yeah, we want to be a playoff contender. We want to make the Final Four and throw the dice and see where we end up. And I think we've seen some great games this year. Like the Slough game was very playoff style, and we'd love to have a few more of them in the tank before the year's over. So yeah, very much so. And then long term, it's I think we need a bigger rink.
I think we need a bigger rink. That's a line from Jaws, isn't it? Yeah.
Gonna need a bigger rink. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. I think when this year's over, obviously we'll sit down and regroup and kind of see where we're at and what the plans are. But it's everything we wanted for the year and more. We thought we'd sell out games, but to be selling out 2 weeks in advance, and people are scrambling for tickets the day they come out, and people are complaining that they can't get tickets, and there's going to be a black market for Bristol Pitbull tickets soon. But yeah, it's awesome. And even just the level of support, I think each week the building just gets a little bit louder. The fans start getting more engaged, more involved. I think they're starting to learn about the game, and that you see more people with replica shirts and different things. And it's cool. It's everything we said. We wanted to build a sporting team for the Bristol region that they can be proud of, and that people are going to come down and support. And when people talk about City or Rovers or the rugby, that the hockey gets thrown in that mix, and people are talking about what a great night out, and they're proud to come and support us.
Well, Jamie, you and the guys are certainly doing that, putting Bristol Pitbulls on the map. Another entertaining, enthralling encounter tonight, an 8-1 victory. And thanks as ever for joining us on FTA Sport.